A very warm welcome to Influencers Inc. I'm Priya Shade, and joining us for this conversation is Vishnu Kaushal. Thank you very much, Vishnu, for joining us today. I think comedy as a genre has exploded in the whole content creation space. We're seeing so many interesting influences across the comedy genre. How did you identify that comedy is your forte and made it your niche?
Very interesting question. I think I sort of segued into it and I did not even realize it because me and two of my brothers, Govind and Rishabh, we used to make funny videos and would not post it anywhere because we did not know how to interact with the social media world. And this was way back when I was, I think, in seventh, eighth class. So we were just making videos and like just playing around with each other. And eventually, like when a lot of platforms started to emerge, and I was like, hey, let's upload the videos there. So I short videos, and I think not just comedy. I found that creating content and making videos and telling stories is something that really makes me happy, something that is one of my passions. So I really sort of dug into it, and yeah, and ended up being how it is. So,
But do you think that your life would have shaped up differently if it was not for social media? What's the kind of role that it's played in your journey?
for sure. I mean, social media, I think I owe everything that I do right now to social media. It's the platform that any artist needs a platform, right? And I think social media in itself has activated millions and millions of artists, be it, and I think the definition of what a good artist is has also changed. Before you should be good enough to, put your art in an art gallery so that, it can be bought by people and hence you can make your living. That's not the case anymore, right? Artists can just upload whatever they want to make and whatever they want to sell on social media, and they can do that. Specifically for me, I think I wouldn't have realized that I am sort of good at comedy, and something that I love doing if it wasn't for social media, because I don't think I'm someone who would go and do stand-ups because I get that social anxiety. I am a little awkward with people when I first meet them and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, it has been a great segue for at least people like me who are like, not sure about what they want to do, what direction do they want their life to go in and stuff like that.
Right. I want to talk a little bit about, how you create your content. Is it planned? What kind of videos do you think really work out when you look at the kind of audience and the following that you have? Is it more, current topic videos that work out, or is it just daily conversation videos? What do you think so?
Yeah, of course I do plan my videos. Now specifically I have to. There was a time when I think in the pandemic when reels just sort of came out. I already had a lot of content made because I've been making videos for a really long time now, and I had a lot of ideas. I would make 3 videos a day, and I was just like, videos was all I did, back at that point of time in Money, and that was the only thing I was passionate about. As I grew, as I found out, like, more passion and more places that I want to invest my time, it was a necessity for me to plan my videos, because this is how sort of I make my living, and how I can explore the world in different ways, be it acting, be it starting new businesses and stuff like that. So yeah, I do plan my videos now. And when it comes to my audience, I think I look at my Instagram handle now, at least, as a tool to understand my audience, and then share something. For example, if I have a joke, right, I test that joke on my story. So for example, one of the jokes was that me and my CA were having a conversation, and he would just was like ATD, ATC, HUF, and he was using these abbreviations like I knew what that meant. No. How on earth, like, स्कूल में नहीं कराते हैं, कॉलेज में नहीं कराते हैं, मम्मी पापा ने नहीं कराया, उन्होंने खुद बेचारों ने अभी उधर भरना स्टार्ट करा टैक्स. So they don't, coming from a middle class family, you don't know these terms, right, unless you have a great schooling and stuff like that. So I made a video on that. I made a joke on that on my story. It got really nice feedback, and we were like, yeah, I relate to that, and then I converted that into a video. So I think that's how I sort of work now. I test my jokes. I see what's what is it that people are relating to these days and stuff like that. So I sort of bounce from that.
Vishnu, when do you think, you had that aha moment, when you said, okay, yes, my videos are working? When was that turning point in your journey? Because, for every influencer, there's that one video that does that magic, or the 2 videos that do that magic and turn the story or the game for the content creators? When do you think you had that aha moment?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I think for me, I was creating content for around 4 years without any recognition whatsoever, right? So I had 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, 3,000 followers on Instagram. So it was that, but I loved my community. I still loved, and there were, I think, 150, 200 people who would actually wait for my videos, and that was enough for me. And that was a time where I thought, like, maybe this is just going to be my side passion. This is going to be a side project that I do, and I need to sort of figure out what I want to do for my living majorly. So I gave up on that idea of that, it ever working out. And when it did, it was it wasn't like an aha moment, because I was already, it was like, oh, 4 years ke baad, I'm still making content. I'm still doing the same thing. I'm not doing anything different. Right. So that it wasn't a turning point for me. And I did realize what I've done when I hit 100K. And that's when it hit me. And that's all the emotional pent up, all the emotions that were pent up that sort of came rushing in. And I was like, oh my God, I'm doing this for a living. I'm finally doing something that I love for a living. And that's when I felt that was, I think, the turning point in terms of me realizing that I'm doing this for a living. I can't recall a video because I've made so many videos. It's so hard to sort of pinpoint anyone.
Right, right. Vishnu, I want to talk a little bit about monetization of content because, at this point in time, we've seen so many influencers out there. There are micro influencers, macro influencers, and then you have the larger guys as well. But every brand wants that kind of influencer presence and activity out there. And that's what it's seeming like. But is the market too cluttered? Is it too crowded? Has it become like a Chandni Chowk of influencers when brands come to pick influencers? So how difficult is it, this whole monetization game?
It is cluttered for sure, but I think it's cluttered in the way it's, I think, hard to compartmentalize in that sense. I think it's much better in the sense, like, you can at least get how many people you're reaching with your brand messaging. You can get a lot of metrics that you can't when you do, an ad on a billboard, or you do a television advertisement, or like something like that. So digital in terms of that is much more beneficial, much more, there are a lot more in terms of that, I think it's really nice. But when it comes to like because there are a lot of influence, a lot of people who are creating content, let's just call it that, right? And I feel like the brands have now have an option to sort of cater to specific age groups and specific kinds of, I don't think that was ever possible, even with Facebook ads, Meta ads now. I think usme bhi you would pick a city that you want to target and all these things. But when you pick an influencer, you know what kind of people, like if it's fashion, you're targeting a specific people of specific age and specific, coming from specific backgrounds and stuff like that. I think it's when I think about from a brand's perspective, you only have so much budget to sort of, do a campaign in, and that budget gets allocated very specifically, and it's very targeted in terms of how they want to market their product. I think it's beneficial for the brands. When it comes to like there are a lot of influencers, but again, it's a huge market. So I don't think that I think what you're getting at with the question is that is it hitting a threshold, or is it getting exhaustive? I don't think that's the case, because there are so many channels of advertising. There's so much money and so much resources that goes into advertising. So I think that's a very complicated answer, but I hope you got what I was trying to say.
Absolutely got what you're saying. On that note, I'm going to do a quick rapid fire with you, some quick questions, and let's see how fun and funny you can get. Okay. So name one celebrity who you would want to make a video with.
Tanmay Bhatt, I guess.
And what would be the topic of this video? Anything that you have in mind?
I think I मेरी ना एक आईपी है यार, इसमें ना मैं बच्चों वाली करता हूँ, like basically 7th क्लास के बच्चे क्या करते थे, तो मैं उसके साथ वो करूंगा. I think उसकी ना शक्ल ना, he looks like a grown up baby. I feel like, because he has that face of a baby, so I feel like उसके साथ वो वीडियो बनाने में और वो फिल्टर लगा के बड़ा क्यूट वीडियो बनेगी.
Okay. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Chandigarh.
Okay. Your top 3 favorite content creators as of now?
Casey Neistat, uh, even though he doesn't do content anymore. Govin Nuts, my brother. Then I love this guy who does vlogs in Pakistan. His name is Juniro. Very cool. Then there's Emma Chamberlain, who I love. And
Okay. तीन हो गए.
अच्छा 5 थे. अच्छा sorry, my bad.
Right. Okay. If you could, just wanted to understand what kind of reels show up on your Instagram. Is it mostly comedy? What kind of genres? What kind of things show up?
So मैं ना बहुत कोशिश करता हूँ अपनी रील्स की वो करने के लिए. मैंने नॉट इंटरेस्टेड हर जेडी रील आती है उसको नॉट इंटरेस्टेड करता रहता हूँ, पर मुझे फिर भी ट्रेंड्स आते रहते हैं, विच इज समथिंग आई डोंट लाइक ट्रेंड्स एंड आई डोंट डू ट्रेंड्स. ठीक है, मुझे फूड वीडियोस पसंद है. मैं फूड वीडियोस पे स्पेसिफिकली शेयर करता हूँ लोगों के साथ ताकि मुझे फूड वीडियोस आए, बट फूड वीडियो आती ही नहीं है मेरे को. मेरी जिंदगी बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है ये. आई वॉन्ट कुकिंग वीडियोस बट वो मिलती नहीं है मेरे को.
Okay. Pick a role from any movie that's a comedy movie which you could have played better.
Better, I'm not. I won't say better.
Or you would see yourself as a replacement for.
Yeah, I think आपने वो देखी है सुपर बैड.
Yeah.
सुपर बैड में आई थिंक जो या तो जोना का जो कैरेक्टर है ना, आई फील आई वुड हैव डन दैट रियली वेल. Like this dumb kid who's like कुछ नहीं आता पता. I think that character would have been really great.
Okay. If you were stuck in an elevator with the main character of a movie that you last watched, who would it be?
I think it'll be yeah, Mindhunter is a show about serial killers. So there's this guy Ed Kemper. Oh my god, dude, that guy gives me chill, and I think it'll be fun to be in a elevator with him.
Okay. Final question: what would you pick, fame or money?
Money.
Okay, all right. On that note, Vishnu, you performed very well on your rapid fire. Thanks so much for joining in. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you so much.